Today we're pitched up at the Caravan and Motorhome Club's Crossways site in Morton in Dorset, so come see what we found. As you've seen from our previous drive around video, Crossways is a lovely wooded site. There are the usual club facilities, 2 loo blocks and 2 shower blocks. Here's what one of the ladies' loos and wash blocks looks like. Even down to the suspicious sounding composting loos. Now, why on earth am I showing you this loo? Well, because a lot of people who come here are perhaps put off by these things. They sound strange, they have no idea how they work, and so as our channel is about being open about the good and the bad, here's what you'll be faced with, and here's why it's absolutely fine, and actually it's really great. Composting loos are so much better for the planet, and properly managed are really pleasant to use, and in fact I'd say better than conventional loos, because this particular type has a gentle constant fan running which sucks the air down the loo. So if anyone does make an unpleasant smell, it sucks straight down the loo and out, rather than having to rise towards the ceiling extractor. So the shower blocks are separate from the loos, probably because for this type of composting loo it's best to minimise humidity, or maybe it's simply that they were built at a different time. Who knows? Anyway, there are 2 loo blocks and 2 shower blocks, one of each at roughly each end of the site. And all the ones we used were of the usual absolutely immaculate standard. There's also a pot wash and plenty of bins and water points and a dog walk on site. The site's absolutely wonderfully laid out, with pockets of pitches amongst the trees. My only slight annoyance, well, it was quite a big annoyance on occasion, was getting settled, thinking you're really away from it all, when all of a sudden a train rattles past and destroys all of the peace and quiet, and then tops it off by sounding its horn. Enjoy some of the footage we managed to grab around the site, particularly of the free-roaming deer. Whilst you're lulled into a lovely relaxed state looking at these wonderful deer, I just want to have a little bit of a rant about composting loos again. Because, as an owner of a great many loos and a provider of chemical disposal points, I'd really like to see the club taking a leadership position on this issue and doing a lot more about its own environmental impact. Not only that, but waterless composting loos, like those proven on this site at Crossways, could presumably save the club hundreds of thousands of pounds per year on water costs alone. So Nick Lomas and team, If you happen to be listening to this makes business sense as well as environmental sense. With all the massive cars and the diesel needed to pull motorhomes around and to pull caravans behind us, we're really at risk of becoming outdated. So we have to do everything we can to offset those negative effects, thinking much more carefully about the resources that we use as we enjoy these sites and get the privilege of being able to get out into the countryside. Once you consider the amount of lithium needed for the batteries in electric cars and where you get that electricity from, electric cars are a really complex environmental question, and yet the ability to save so much water by, when you're fitting a different technology, is a much more simple, easy win. I think the club could really help to set the agenda here. Anyway, enough soapboxing, back to the review. So all in all, top marks as long as you're not pitched next to the railway line. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe to follow more of our adventures, and we'll see you in the next one.